Never.
We are recording. And I just blasted that microphone out because
yeah, we can edit that out too.
We can do all kinds of editing.
Okay, where would we like to start? Now?
Yeah, we're starting now. It's on. It's recording. And not only are we recording, we got video this time.
Yes.
And also a new person.
And we lost a person, and now we have another person.
I'm a spare.
We've got backups, and we've got backups for our backups. So if we lose you, we can just stick up another one.
I am replaceable.
You're expendable.
The Expendables. Have you seen that movie?
That's not a good movie.
It's not a good movie?
No.
No?
No.
I haven't seen it.
I have. It's not a good movie.
Not a good movie?
I didn't like it.
Okay.
It had no storyline.
Anytime you have that many action stars in one movie, you know it's just going to be like an orgy of testosterone, guns, and explosions. There's no...
Some people like that.
Well, I mean...
It's a storyline.
If you don't like
went
plot,
nowhere.
yeah.
But it's plot. Explosions.
I mean, yeah.
I love big explosions.
From Michael Bay comes Explosion, the movie.
Okay. Anyway.
Wow, that was a good intro.
Anyway, let's introduce ourselves.
Well, you haven't seen our faces yet, or you probably have.
They've seen a lot of my face.
They've probably seen a lot of his face.
I posted a lot of pictures.
I have a couple pictures of me. Not many. But anyway, I am Gale.
I'm Wizard.
And I am Rip.
You shouldn't do that inside. Oh gosh. No, this is a comedy right now, so and what is it, like 7? Oh, it's not even past 8 o'clock. Wow. And I'm
We're
already
doing this
like this.
really early.
That's because I got like 2 hours of sleep last night, so my
And then I fed you and then I force fed you pizza and soda.
yeah.
He's all hopped up on sugar and carbs.
That's me. So we're back to school, and back on this thing. I mean, not much else to say. I'm taking a light load. Finally, I get a little bit of a break. Not much. So.
And for y'all of those I've told about it, I mean, I had a hard time last semester because I took more classes than I should have, and a lot of them were like, I had German with an 18-hour course load. I had no time to study for it, so don't do that. I learned my lesson. I'm taking 15 hours this time, and looking at my schedule, all my classes except for Calculus 2 should be easier, so I should easily be able to pull up my GPA.
So...
Cal 2 is tough, though.
Masochism didn't suit you any.
I guess.
Yeah, so 18 hours is a crap load.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I remember taking 17 hours
69.
both first semester, or both semesters first year, and woo.
Never again?
I think my most challenging semester, I was only taking 12 hours, but 2 of those classes, well, one was comparative anatomy, and the other was organic chemistry 2. And yeah, those are both what we call angel of death courses. So yeah, it was murder, yes.
Yeah.
Brutality.
That's not cool.
Well, I'd say we should talk about our breaks, I guess. Mine, I mean, wasn't much. I went to my dad's and stepmom's, and I went to my mom's and stepdad's house.
What'd you get for Christmas?
I got a refurbished iPod Touch, 4th gen, 8 gigabytes. I got a jacket, a hat, new shoes, some money, gift cards.
What was cool was we got back to MSU and we stopped by the post office, right? And
I go to mine. I open up. There's 2 envelopes from my grandpa's company. He owns a timber business. I open them both, and each of them there's $100. I'm like, that's a lot of money. So I was very happy to find that.
What did I got this video camera we're recording on now. My JVC. It's nice. I enjoy it. We're recording in 1080p.
Yay!
Awesome HD sweetness. I got a electric razor finally, because I think my mom's trying to tell me something. I should probably shave.
Just a little bit.
let's see what else I got, like candy and whatnot, and I got coal. There's these Walmart gift cards, right? And they look like they're shaped like coal. The problem with them is they don't have the magnetic strip, so you can't. You have to go in the store to use them, or up to the counter. Which you can't use them on gas for some, like, I don't know why. They won't let me use it on gas. So, or I guess I could use it on gas if I went up to the register, but I didn't feel like it. So
lazy.
It's like 10 feet away. I'm not walking 10 feet.
See what I mean?
Gosh. I'm kidding.
Well, go on first.
I was just gonna say, for my break, I got stuck on the family farm, and of course I don't have any friends who live in the area anymore since there's nothing there. So it's basically just my parents and chickens for most of my Christmas break. I did get to see my best friend, but I only got to see him twice, but we had a good time. So it was bearable.
I discovered that my best friend from high school got married
Dang.
over last semester. He said he tried to invite me to the wedding, but I didn't answer the phone call, so I wasn't gonna be able to make it anyway, but because of my schedule.
But on the upside, I got an iPod Mini.
Woo!
Yes.
Apple products.
I only asked for a Nook, but my parents got me an iPad Mini, not an iPod.
I was wondering. I just figured you meant iPad.
iPad Mini, yes.
Okay.
Apple products. They're so confusing.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know. I have no use for. I own an iPod Classic 160 gig.
I've got two iPod Classics. Well, one of them is the iPod Classic 6th Gen, it's 80 gigs. And then the other's the iPod Video 5th Gen, it's 30. But one of them needs a new hard drive and one of them needs a new logic board. So neither are really functional at the moment. So yeah, that's awfully useful. And I spent about $130 something on each of them. And they worked for a little while. And then no. Never, ever buy used or refurbished electronics if it's not refurbished by the manufacturer. Just saying.
Good advice.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Well,
don't ever click on truncated links, especially in Skype.
we learned that last semester. Not saying anything. It was easy enough to get rid of, though.
Yeah.
Well, over the break, I kind of got into Magic the Gathering. I was meeting up with one of my friends at the mall, down in Hattiesburg, and he taught me to play. So then I ended up going and buying myself some cards, and so yeah, it looks like I've got my new addiction or something.
Yeah, no kidding. I have absolutely no clue what he's talking about. I know of the game, but I don't know anything more.
I could teach you to play.
I'm good. I don't need to know how to play a card game.
You must.
No. I learned how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a thing. And,
I tried to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day, but I never met anyone else who played, so my deck went useless. A single tear rolls down my cheek.
because it was so awesome and not a waste of time at all.
At all.
But you know, we kids have nothing to do, so because we don't work anymore.
Yay! Oh, have we ever told them our summer plans in any of the previous
I think we
episodes?
mentioned it, but we don't have anything solid.
Yeah.
Me and Wiz are probably gonna hopefully get an apartment together for the summer and possibly for the rest of forever.
School.
Rest of school.
And then eventually get a house.
And eventually get a
For
house.
us and our mates.
And possibly if Scurry wants to come down, I guess. But that's
Well,
probably not gonna
she'll
happen.
probably just go straight to him. And
Yes, that's probably how that's gonna happen. So Scurry left us. She's up in
Montana.
Montana at the
Because
moment.
she couldn't come back to school, so she's up there, and
Evidently, they'll take anybody up there.
she went from MSU, and now she's looking at MSU.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, Mississippi State University and then Minnesota State University.
So that's yeah. If there's anybody up there, give her hell for me. Please. And tell her I said so.
Yes.
Ironic note, my friend Defiance, she left MSU and she went to Clemson University in, I believe it's South Carolina. Could be North Carolina. I think it's South Carolina. And she went there.
South Carolina.
South Carolina, thank you. Well, she went there and she thought, you know, it's not Mississippi, so surely it'll be this glorious wonderland where people are a lot more open and accepting of, you know, weird things. And apparently it's actually a lot more backwards and preppy than MSU is, so now she's a little bit homesick, so...
I've heard that. Sorry.
No, just, you know, hang in there, Defiance. We're rooting for you.
I was going to say, I've heard Washington's a really nice state, though.
I actually do have a mouse friend in Washington. She likes it up there a lot.
I've got a couple of friends up there. One's a dragon. Well, he has a server also. I don't know which one's his primary sin. I guess the dragon would be. And then I also have one that's an osprey.
That's kind of a cool song.
Actually, it's an osprox. It's a mixture between an osprey and a fox.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Another music producer friend of mine.
I have some family in Washington. I have family all over the country. I have family in Washington, Pennsylvania, Florida, Idaho, California. I think there's a little bit in Texas. Somewhere in the middle of the country. I don't know. I've got family all over the place, but none of them are very close. And no one lives in Mississippi, of course, because, well, yeah, it's hell here.
There are no furs here. We need more.
We need more furries. Yes,
we need more.
Because MSU has a total of what, like maybe 10 or 12.
Something like that.
If you can find them.
If you can find them.
I know. Let's see. I know us three. There's two more, and then there's TJ and then there's that other couple.
Right.
So that's that, including myself. That's 9 that I know of.
Right. There are a few more I've seen in the anime club, but haven't reached out to each and every one of them.
You know what we need? We need a furry group on campus. Because
Look,
we have
there's two brony clubs.
There's two brony clubs, but there's
wait, no. There are 2 brony clubs.
Yes, but there's no furry club.
There's 2 brony
This is a
clubs.
sad day in in this world.
Nick, somehow I know you are responsible for this.
He's calling you out.
There's this guy on campus I know. His name's Nick. Like, he's a huge brony, and he's also a troll. He will get under your skin like nobody's business. I love you, Nick, but you are a brony troll. I'm sorry. It's
Brony
true.
troll.
Yes. You're a trony.
Deceive me, trolling.
A trolley. You are my little trolley.
That's just let's see what else. We've got.
You know her?
What about her?
I went to school with her. I'm friends with her.
Are you sure?
I think so.
That's her username on FA.
I don't know her on FA, but like I'm pretty sure that it's her.
Don't know.
Sorry, little side note here. People.
We can dig into this later, maybe. She lives up in Washington, if I'm right.
Okay, no, she's just a look like that. I
Just
swear.
probably. I've been told
she
people know
looks
people that look like me.
just
So.
right. Yeah.
Sorry, it was a Skype contact. He was looking at the picture and he was like, you know her? I went to school with her.
I'm sorry, it just jumped out at me.
Subliminal advertising go.
Like, everybody has that one person out there that supposedly looks just like them. I had in high school, all my friends would tell me, oh, there's this guy out there that looks just like you. And one day we're in the restaurant and someone says, look, there he is. There's the guy that looks just like you. And I turn around and, where? There. Where? There. That guy? That guy. I do not look that ugly.
Oh, God. That's horrible.
It's like one of those animes, you know, where there's the character going around, like, committing horrible pranks and everyone thinks it's the real person, and when they finally catch him, you know, he's got, like, the horrible misshapen, like, donkey teeth and everything. So anyway, sorry.
Rage. That stinks. I'm sorry.
You won't like the furries when they're angry.
So yeah, this is I guess this is the first official day we've been back. We came back last night.
Yeah.
And
late last night.
Me, Wiz, and Psycho went to dinner. Burgers and Blues. If you're ever in the Jackson area, you gotta go to Burgers and Blues. So good. Oh, like really good hamburgers. And they usually have live music outside, so that's kind of cool. Good onion rings, even though they couldn't finish them. Because so much. They give you
I
so
offered
much.
to let y'all have some, and y'all were.
I was full too.
And then Psycho was trying to tell me that I'd be hungry on the ride. That's just the thing about car rides. I'd get hungry and I'd want to munch on them. I threw them away because I knew I wouldn't. And sure enough, the car ride, I was not hungry.
I just about fell asleep during the car ride. I was driving, so I couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah. I was just sitting there.
How many
I was
deer?
like gone.
How many deer do you guess we saw on our way up? Once we left my house. From the time we left my house.
You probably saw them better than I did. I saw at least one that ran out in front of your car. How many ran out in front of it?
I saw there were in that time I had to stop.
Yeah.
There were 3 there.
Okay. There was one time I saw one on the right side. It was a doe.
Yeah, there was one there. It was on the median. Can you see the one on the median?
I'm not sure.
There was a doe on the median. There was a buck and like 4 doe on the side of the road. The one I almost hit was a buck.
Well, gosh, why didn't you hit it? I'm joking.
It wasn't worth the damage to my car.
Joking.
But dude, think of all the deer hash, the deer sausages, the deer sundaes.
Deer jerky.
Think of all the
Just
money
like-
I have to spend reworking on my car again.
You're just selfish. Selfish.
I agree. Take one for the team.
No, thank you. You don't have a ride anywhere.
Yes, I do. I have a car.
Yeah, your parents own that car, and you know
Yes.
how unstable that is.
True. You're kind of what you're my fallback.
I own my car. Well, technically my dad owns it, but I own the transmission.
You own the
that's in it.
transmission. If he takes the car, you take the transmission.
Or that, or he gives me, the $2,200 I paid for the transmission.
Yeah.
I might just get another car. I could just go buy another
It
Saturn
ended up being.
SL2.
Oh, I was about to say it might end up being as crappy as my car, as my dad paid $2,000 for it.
I could go buy another Saturn, 2000 Saturn SL2 for it. For $2,000. I'll pay him in cash for it. Drive it right off. I love my Saturn SL2. I used to drive a 97 SL2. And it was I called it the Beast, even though it was a little 4-cylinder, because it wouldn't die. It had like 350,000 miles on it. And it was in 1997. It had been all over the state, all over the country. It had been from Maine to Maine and back several times. And it was on its like second engine because my mom killed the first one. Everything my mom drives dies, or she kills it. She's already broken her new car. She drives a 2011 HHR.
What'd she do?
She ran over a curb and knocked the bottom plastic cover off of the
No
side.
wonder you think women can't drive.
She wrecked the reason my car has a black hood and a new engine in it is because it was wrecked. My mom ran it right in the back of a pickup
As I
truck.
said, that explains why you think women can't drive, because your mom can't drive.
My mom cannot drive. Of course,
That
I'm scared when my dad drives. I know he can drive really well because he does it for a living. He's all over the state all the time, so he drives a lot, and he's really good at it. But he drives crazy sometimes.
You drive crazy.
I mean, I'm not afraid of him wrecking, but I'm afraid of everybody else. Just like when I drive in snow. I can drive in snow. I know how. My dad taught me. I'm from the north. So, snow doesn't bother me. It's everybody else on the road when there's snow or rain or ice that worry me. Because no one here knows how to drive in it. But driving things are my one of my pet peeves. I have lots of pet peeves when it comes to driving. Like people who eat cereal while driving.
I've never seen someone eat cereal while driving.
I have. Multiple
It's
times.
stupid.
I know.
It's easy. You
I would eat a granola bar, not a bowl of cereal.
No, you don't eat it in a bowl. You take the box of cereal, you pour some in your mouth, then you put the box down. You pick up the milk carton, you sip some in your mouth.
I've watched this person with a
Crunch
bowl
it.
of cereal, like a real bowl, like sitting on the dash.
Do
and then
I need to say how retarded that is?
Oh, okay. I do not know if this is true, but I have an aunt who swears, she'll swear on a stack of Bibles that she actually saw this. A woman driving, and she had the steering wheel pinched with the bottom of this hand, and in the top of the same hand, she had a book. And with the other hand, she was applying makeup to her face in her rearview mirror. So she is driving, reading a romance novel, and putting on makeup in her rearview mirror.
That's horrible.
No, you think that's
I would have had to resist the urge to deliberately put her off the road.
No,
Yeah.
you think that's bad. Last semester, I did an internship. I had to carpool with these two guys to save on gas. One of them would play Dragonville on his phone while driving.
That's
Every morning, every day, to and back from work, he would play Dragonville on his phone, and we were always afraid that we were going to have some terrible accident. But thankfully, halfway through the semester, he had to transfer to a different internship, and it was just me and the other guy driving. So, and surprisingly enough, he's not dead yet.
Lucky him.
Someone's got some
Lucky.
luck. Oh,
Dude,
I will call while driving because my phone will allow me to call somebody by just going call whoever, and I will talk to you. I can do that, but I refuse to text while driving. I will not do anything text related while driving. You know, and if my parents are like, read this text, I'm like, I'm driving. They're like, well, pull over. Okay. Or I'll read it at a stoplight. But
I'll admit, when I was younger, I tried texting and driving until I realized what a dangerous jackass it made me after, like, I ran over some plastic thingamajig somebody left in the road, and after that I was like, no more. No.
I've only texted and driven a couple of times. It's usually on the long drive between Hattiesburg and here.
Mm-hmm.
Usually towards the end, and I'm trying to plan, when, where I'm meeting up with Gale and Scurry too before she left.
I can't say I approve, but you folks just don't know how boring the drive from Hattiesburg to here is. There is nothing between the two locations. Nothing. I think there's like a couple of houses, mostly pastures, some trees.
Even if there was stuff, and by the end of it, I'm sleepy.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, as I said, usually the only things I'm texted about is them my ETA and tell them where I'll meet them, whatever. It's not like I'm just chatting,
Right.
yep.
I used to call anyone and everyone when I was driving to and from, especially at night, to, try and keep myself awake. I hate driving it at night because you're basically driving in a straight line with no landmarks. It's just the same black stretch of road for
miles.
for about 2.5 hours practically. So
the
it's,
drive from Hattiesburg is 3.5.
well, yeah, from Hattiesburg. Remember, I started in Laurel.
Right.
But it's just very easy to fall asleep. So I used to call anyone and everyone, and that was pretty much got to the point where no one will take my calls. So
Sad face.
sad face.
Well, how often did you make that drive?
Well, not as often as my parents would like, but I couldn't do
Same
it.
here.
Yeah, that's what my
I go
parents
as
are like.
little as I can. My parents, they were like, all right, get over here.
My parents like me to come down, but they realize that I'm broke and I don't have any money and that I can't afford the gas to come down there.
Yep.
It cost me $42 to drive to and from Jackson. I figured it out. It cost me $42 in gas because it's about a full tank of gas there and back. So, and that usually cost me about $42 to fill up the tank. It went, look, but at the beginning of the break, gas was $2.97. It is $3 something. It is like $3.17 now. in like a month.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't have to pay for my gas. Fortunately, that's still a long drive though.
It's a lot of time.
tiring,
And you're wasting time that you could be using studying. And
Yeah, or doing other schoolwork. You've got no one to, or at least I've got no one to talk to on the drive. So I'm just sitting there blaring music, which gets boring after a while.
If I'm driving at night, I have to have loud music or else I'll fall asleep.
Yeah. Usually I try to grab a 5-hour energy for those rides. Usually, not always, but
Those do.
yeah.
Most of those do nothing to me.
5-hour energy works for me, but nothing else really has any effect on me.
It actually makes me more tired since the way my metabolism works.
Right.
But
Well, all I know is they helped me survive organic chemistry 1 and 2.
So that's very good.
I mean, there were so many nights, like I, stay up cramming, take a 5-hour energy and maybe even 2, and like get like 2 hours of sleep that night. Go to the test and be, jittery as a crack addict, and take the test and oh God, I failed. I know I failed, and then get my test back A, and yes, I am God. Yes.
you get an A in organic, that's impressive.
Well, not the overall class. Actually, I do think I came out there with an A, and a couple of bald spots from where I ganked the hair in.
An A and a couple of ball spots. That's a.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Now, what was bad is like like I said, I didn't do too bad. It caused me like a ton of stress, but there were some people in there. I didn't even. I was a biology major, and there were some people that were biochem majors that were coming to me for help. It's their subject area, and they're having more trouble in it than I am.
It's just a hard class.
I know, but I'm just saying, if it's your subject area and you're having.
I'm a forestry major,
Right.
even though my focus is in wildlife management.
You gotta take tree classes.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Dendrology, the study of trees and woody plants, yeah, hard. Hardwood. Very hard wood.
With your professor
You don't
just
like-
stroking that.
Oh gosh, I gotta. Okay, so we get to Australia Virginiana, right? Sorry for you non-sciencey people. What else? Eastern hopwampy. Yeah. Anyway, it's got this like thin, flaky bark, and the professor was trying to show us this bark. Except for he was rubbing up and down the trunk of this small tree like this, and I was like, "Oh, come on! I just want to be like, rub that wood."
Hey, your professor was just showing you how to appreciate a good piece of hardwood.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to learn in college.
See, and
come on.
I'm pretty sure if I know Varner, he was doing it on purpose. He was trying to get somebody to say something. Because, okay, the entire time I was in dendrology, not one wood joke.
You should have been the one.
Not a single wood joke.
This was wrong.
I
Can
did
you believe it?
I did meet a volunteer firefighter who told me this story when they were going through training, and let's see, their instructor was telling them about to unroll their hose and take it in here and be sure to spray down everything with the hose. And somewhere in the back of the group is some guy who keeps going, giggity, giggity. And the thing is, the instructor cannot hear it, but all of these guys can. And somewhere near the end of the lesson, the guy finally says, giggity, one too many times, and all the guys break out laughing. The instructor gets so mad, he doesn't know what they're laughing at, so he has them all, get down and do push-ups. And then afterwards, he's like, all right, now hit the shower. So they're all going. And he stops one of them and tells them to, he tells them to come here. And he says, now what was all that about? And the guy he says, you know the show Family Guy? Yes. And then he tells the guy what was happening. And the instructor breaks out laughing. And he's like, all right, man, all right. And he's like, go hit the showers. And as they're going away, no one to this day apparently knows who did it. But when he told them to all hit the shower, someone went, all right. But if they had found out who it was after all those push-ups they did, he would have got a good little ass pounding, I guarantee.
But not in a good way.
No, not
in a good way.
Not in the fun way.
Oh gosh.
Although that reminds me of some other firefighter stories, but those can wait for another podcast.
Yeah, firefighter stories are always good because they could tie into anything we end up doing. Also, we originally, I just remembered this. We originally were gonna do like a pet peeve, or like things that bother me.
That was our plan.
That was our plan.
I forget what my idea was.
So anyway, we'll think of it, and the next time we end up on, we will do that instead.
People,
remind us.
message us on FA or in the comment section on this video. Tell us what yours are so we can talk about those.
Yeah, you definitely tell us your pet peeves. Tell us things
anything
that
off
tick you
topic
off.
too. You know, if you've got any ideas of what we should talk about, any questions for us, that's cool.
We want to know what pisses you off, so let us know.
What makes you angry?
What makes you go rage mode?
What turns you into this big green muscle fur?
Yeah. Or just
Only
makes
not
you
so-
angry.
What makes you slit someone's tires and cut their brake line? Or is that just me?
You shouldn't do
I did that
this.
for fun.
Ah.
I'm joking.
Please don't do that to my tires. My tires cost too much. Or at least do
Do
it
it
with
to
the
his
nail
bike
so that I can
tires.
claim it was road hazard.
Ah.
I have road hazard insurance. Alright. Well, I guess we'll end this thing since it's so it's not like, you know,
Uber long.
ridiculously long.
Yeah, the past couple of times it's been like a couple of hours.
So,
Yeah. Good times.
anyway,
It's only
bye.
so-
I'll link our FAs in the comment section so that you can come, like, talk to us and whatnot. And
whatnot.
and whatnot.
And whatnot. And good night.
Good night. And what?